guide today, and we're going to have a good time. Guaranteed. I am Karen. I'll be your tour guide today. We're going to stay close together. It's kind of windy, and we got a lot of noise going on in the ballpark for opening day. We're going to have a good time regardless, and we're going to wait for that crew to get out of the way. I'm going to move you down a little bit closer. Does anybody need to go to the bathroom? That's LA #1 stop. Woo! I don't know what that's going on. Nobody has to go. Okay, that's good. So we're going to be going for about an hour and a half. I assume everybody's coming tonight? Beautiful. Are you all from Atlanta? Okay. Nobody from Atlanta? Wow. Where are you from? Okay. Knoxville, Tennessee. Oh, wow. Indiana. You're way away. They have snow on that. Alright, we'll give them a few minutes head start. So let's talk a little Braves history before we get started here. The Braves started in 1871. We are the longest continuously run franchise in Major League Baseball history. We started out in Boston, Massachusetts, and we stayed there until 1953, when we got courted, if you will, to go to Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and they had the first stadium in stone and concrete night lights. So it was a big deal for us to move, but Boston was getting kind of crowded at that point. And then Atlanta came calling in 1965. They were trying to get a pro football and pro baseball team. So they got the Falcons and they got the Braves. So we came here and moved into our new headquarters downtown. It looked like a little fishbowl, the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Anybody ever go to that? Okay, you know what I'm talking about. It wasn't really a baseball stadium because we had football in there too, but it held 52,000 people. And then we had the Centennial Olympics right after that in 1996. And then as soon as the Olympics cleared out, we took the open track out, made it a 50,000 seat venue, if you will, and that became Turner Field. And we've had a lot of success at Turner Field, quite a lot of success. But we really wanted a place where the fans could have more to do, and we wanted a live, work, and play environment. So the Braves became the first team in real estate. And we got this piece of property in Cobb County, unbeknownst to the Cobb Countyans for the most part. And we built Suntrust Park in the Battery. So we became also the first team in Major League Baseball to build a multi-use facility at the same time that we built the ballpark. Why did we call it the Battery? Because a pitcher and a catcher are battery mates. It's the perfect idea. So we have to do good for the Battery to survive, and vice versa. We play an integral part with each other. Very important. So we got to chop on this year and do some winning. Turn it around. That's our goal. A little bit more about the stadium. This stadium is our smallest venue so far. It only holds 41,000. That's what we wanted to create, a very intimate, tight seating. There is not a bad seat in the house. You see the way the steel is outlined here, that's called a cantilever in architecture. That means there are no vertical holes in your way, so there literally are no bad seats in the house. Okay, with that, we're going to head up the escalators. We're going to start at the very top of the stadium at the Xfinity Patio and work our way down by level. Right this way. Okay, a little bit more about Suntrust Park and the Battery. Like I said, we wanted a place where our fans could live, work, and play, so we actually have 531 residences outside in the Battery and approximately 20 restaurants. Probably have a couple more to go. We also have live entertainment with the Coca-Cola Roxy and Live Nation, plus we do concerts on the field as well during the season and so forth. Now we also have Comcast right behind us. That is their new regional headquarters, approximately 1,100 employees. That also gives the Braves another first, the #1 Wi-Fi in all of baseball. We also built the Omni Hotel here with 264 rooms, 16 floors and 28 suites. Got a great pool and outdoor lounge area. It'll be a perfect place to watch a hot summer Atlanta ball game this year. Okay, now the cost and the preparation for this stadium were unbelievable. The stadium itself cost $672 million. The battery cost $550 million, and we were right on budget. But the coolest thing was the amount of time it took to build. With 1,600 construction workers working 24/7, all of everything that you see in the battery and this only took 2.5 years. That is, that's just doesn't happen in normal everyday life. For instance, Texas Stadium's not even going to be ready until 2020. So it's pretty unusual. The field itself is divided into the upper level, which has the grandstand, the vista, the terrace level, the lower level, and the field level, and we'll hit all of those today. Now where you're sitting right now or standing, this is the Xfinity Patio. These are actually ticketed seats. I don't know what's wrong with this thing today. So this is split up into 2 groups of 24 or 1 group of 80. This is a great seat for the game unless those big dark clouds decide to open up. Which last year, that's the only thing we let in last year were rain delays. So if that happened, you could go right over to the Xfinity Rooftop Lounge. Anybody with a ticket can get into the lounge during the game. Now we also have these 4 white top cabanas back here that seat 12 to 15 people. That is for your casual, I'm going to call fan, that doesn't care about being out here watching the action. They can see it on a 20x8 LED screen back there, and they've got something back there that, you know, all baseball fields need. Cornhole, ping pong, and foosball. Something different for the baseball field. I remember years ago, there were no cell phones and we came to watch baseball. That was pretty much it. All right, we are going to, let me see where my compadres are. We are going to head over toward the press box where we'll talk more about the field and what's on it there. Please feel free to take any pictures you want, but keep up with the group and ask any questions you want or interject anything that you have to share with the crowd. Okay? Right this way. Okay, and as you also noticed while we were over there, we do have our late night dining pleasure with the Waffle House. Like this one. Now I do walk backwards, so if you see me about to hit something, please stop me. I lift my eyes out of the back of my head today. So we were built, when you came up here, you know we're building off the Windy Hill Parkway. So the stadium was actually built into the hill itself. Therefore, when we first built it, we didn't know if it was going to be a hitter's park or a pitcher's park. We found out real quick that it was going to be a hitter's ballpark, and they were not Braves home runs. Accessible seating, a lot of that everywhere but up there. If you have a handicapped companion, you can call ahead to guest services, and they will have a companion chair waiting for you and your guest. Chop up right through this tour today. We do have a lot of Clubhouse stores. This is just for the ladies and one for kids and 9 more. Where's the ball? I wish that. They'll let us know which games. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Oh, indoor-outdoor seating. I will not be able to talk tonight. Then where we got Chop on T-Mobile, that is the visitors' bullpen where they warm up. Our airline sponsor is Delta. That is a 90x30 scoreboard. Next to that, we have another first in baseball, the Home Depot Clubhouse. You guys all familiar with the tools that dress up and run around in the game like crazy people? That's their clubhouse. That's where they hang out. If you're one of 40 people in a group that gets tickets to that, you get to hang out with the tools. You also get to hang the big canes out every time the Braves pitchers strike out the opposition. It's a fun place, happening place. Suntrust Park scoreboard is 121 feet wide by 65 feet tall. That's 8.3 million LED lights in it. Spectacular. All right, then the big green wall. Anybody know what the big green wall is? It's center field.
Batter's eye.
Batter's eye. You win the prize. All right. Every stadium in the country has to have a batter's eye. That is so when the batter gets up there, that 95-mile-an-hour fastball is coming at his head, he can actually focus on the ball and knock the crowd in center field. Then we have below that our water feature. Those are real Georgia trees. We try to keep things local. Those rocks, however, are a figment of your imagination. They are actually fiberglass. You will see those at Bass Pro Shops. We do have 11,000 gallons of water that are recycled daily in that pool with an 11-foot waterfall, and what you don't see are 4 protectable water cannons that shoot up 60 feet of water every time the Braves hit a home run. Next, we have the State Farm Bullpen. That is our bullpen. Up atop, we got our Chick-fil-A cow. Now she, you might remember, was at Turner Field. She left Turner Field and went straight to Mardi Gras World in New Orleans. And what was she doing there? She was not partying. She was losing weight. Actually, she did. She went from 36,000 pounds to 18,000. They took her battery back out. She doesn't do the tomahawk chop anymore, unfortunately. But she does carry her LED sandwich board. Says Chick-fil-A, eat more chickens and go Braves. But the reason she went to Mardi Gras World, realistically, is that's where all the Chick-fil-A cows are going to get refurbished in the United States. Behind her are those 2 light standard poles. In Turner Field, we have little yellow flags that hung up like the retired numbers. They indicated the championships the Braves have won in Atlanta. Here at Suntrust Park, we want to encompass all of Braves history. So the blue flags represent our pennant division championships that we won. The 3 red flags are the 3 World Series we won. And ironically, we won a World Series in all 3 cities that we played in. The 2 white flags, those are our wild card flags. No, we did not win any flags last year, but we have lots of room to win more. We did win 14 in Boston, 2 in Milwaukee, and 19 so far in Atlanta. Below that, we have the Chop House. It's now grown to 10,000 square feet. Top of the Chop with the H&M burgers, best in the Southeast. All the Wahlburgers out in the batteries giving them a run for the money. Chop House is a meet and greet social place. Opens 2 hours before game time. You're parked on one end of the field, your friends on the other. It's a great place to have dinner, and you know where you're sitting. Seats out front are ticketed seats. Below the Chop, Coors Light below the Chop, we'll visit that later on. Cabana is our conference center that is used all during the year for a variety of different groups, and they have 6 party suites associated with them. Okay? All right, now that we can talk and walk, we're going to move forward. Let's go, you picture-loving people. So, we're passing behind the press box right now. And our press box is, in our TV press box, it is manned by Chip Carey, who is the son of a very famous Skip Carey Sr. Also, Chip Carey, Joe Simpson, and Jeff Francois-Fricci joins us. Tom Glavine, they kind of rotate in and out. Once in a while, we steal John Smoltz from the MLB analyst job. He comes in and helps out. We are broadcast 158 of our 162 games by Fox Sports South. Generally, the other 4 games are picked up by ESPN. In our radio booth, we have Hall of Famer Don Sutton and Jim Powell. And we have, at the very end of our booth, we have Matthew Kaminsky, our famous organist. Thank you for not letting me get that correct. Matthew's a funny guy. He always plays the songs the Braves players want for inspiration when they get up to bat. But when the opposing team comes up to bat, he gets his own selection. You guys can actually Twitter him, is what my understanding is, and tell him songs you want to play for the opposition. My favorite's when the Nationals come to town, and Mr. Harper gets up to bat, and he plays the Harper Valley PTA. It's always a crowd favorite. You'll notice we did pass some charging stations. We don't want y'all to run out of social media power while you're here. million different areas for the park. So when you go in here, there's a picture of Hank Aaron actually hitting number 715 at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium in '74, and he's in the background. But then you've got the ends, 715 bats in numerical order with the date and the city where Hank hit the home run. It's spectacular. Looking at it is one thing, but when you put the camera on it, it just pops out at you. It's awesome. We also have the bat and ball that Hank hit that home run with. The bat has 44 on the end of the barrel, so you know it's his. If you look at the bat closely, you'll also see the sweet spots where he used to like to connect with the ball. That ball and bat, of course, Cooperstown Hall of Fame wanted it because they think everything belongs to them. Well, not so says Hank Aaron. He said, my bat, my ball, and it belongs in Atlanta, and y'all can get a replica. And that's what they got. So those are two big things to see in there. We also have Hank's bobblehead in here to greet you. And so enjoy it, take some good pictures, and then we'll be headed on to the Infinity Club. Folks, we do have this garden terrace area behind you as well, and that is rentable space. We have all kinds of groups here on non-game days, preferably that rents it out for about 175 people, and everything is catered for that occasion. The closer you get, the better. This is the Infinity Club. We have 24 suites in here. This is what we basically call the corporate club. Corporations lease these things out per year on a multi-year contract. They can range from a small size all the way up to executive size and start at about $250,000 a year. So everything's catered in here. You can't walk through here during a ball game, so if you and your friends are sitting on opposite sides, you have to go up and over or under. Now, each of the three clubs that we have do offer a special clothing line, but you can only purchase those clothes if you happen to be in here at that time. Okay? We have 1,200 outdoor seats associated with this club, and those are part of the premium seats. When we were at Turner Field, we only had 400 premium seats. Here we have over 4,000. So there again, it's all about giving the fans a better experience. So as we walk through here, you're going to see some great local artwork by Spoon. And then when we get down the hall here, you're going to see two walls of our most prominent managers in history. We'll speak a little bit about that. Then we'll come to our wall of Cy Young winners, two walls of Rookies of the Year, and one of no-hitters, and take a peek at one of the suites. Right this way. A lot of history on these walls. These older managers. Things I didn't even know. Casey Stengel actually played for the Braves and coached at Boston. Joe Torre, the same thing. A lot of people forgot that Joe Torre actually played for the Braves and managed that. Bobby Cox, of course, we talked about the greatest manager the Braves have ever had. Brian Stinker is our manager today, Tommy Smith. Now, something you may not know, everybody remember Ted Turner? Ted Turner owned the Braves from 1976 until 2000. Well, in 1977, we were on a 16-game losing streak. So Ted decided that Dave was going to take a 2-week hiatus, so to speak. And Ted decided he would coach the team that night. Well, that didn't go so well either. And Major League Baseball said, well, Ted, here's the thing, you can't own a team and manage the team, which is going to be here. So Ted had to relieve his coaching duties right back to Vern, who then in turn had to give it back to Dave Bristol. Okay, right this way. You can go in and take a look at it. The glass doors do open for their convenience during the ball game if they choose. Anyway, this wall is perhaps to me the most historical wall of all the walls in here, the Cy Young Award. Cy Young was a great pitcher, and the Pitcher of the Year award is named for Cy Young. And our four are quite representative of that. We started off with Warren Spahn. If you heard me when we were outside in the wind and the noise, best left-handed pitcher to play the game. These are the big three, Glavine, Maddux, and Smoltz. And what they did collectively will never be repeated. 10 back-to-back championships, 14 overall. It's not going to happen again in history. A, because teams don't usually get anywhere close to the caliber of these three players together, and they don't stay together that long. Players get traded too often these days. Players get hurt too often. And if we had to pay these three right now what they would be worth, we probably couldn't field the rest of the team. Now, Tom Glavine, as I said earlier, had 244 wins as a Brave. He was spectacular in postseason, got the biggest game of all for Atlanta. Greg Maddux, my favorite pitcher of all times, my favorite player, most intelligent. Greg did not pitch a fastball over 90 miles an hour, which is kind of slow in the major leagues, but he was so intelligent. He didn't just prepare for the opposition the game before or the week before. Sometimes he prepared a year in advance because he wanted to know the tendencies of everybody that he pitched to. The stat that became available last year, and if this doesn't boggle your mind and your baseball people, then something's wrong. Greg pitched over 20,770 something batters. Of course, some of these are repeat. But out of over 20,000 plate appearances, only 330 made it to a 3-0 count. 177 of the 330 were intentional walks. That's not going to happen by anybody. John Smoltz, we've already talked about his record. So the big three will go down in history as the big three. And we hope that we can someday get something close. We'll see. We have two of these walls. Hi. But these are some of our older players, and I bring this wall up because I absolutely knew none of them before I started working with the Braves. Sam Jethro, I'm going to pick out and pick on and talk about. He was called Samuel the Jet Jethro, very famous fleet-footed outfielder. And why is Sam important? Sam is just important. He played in Milwaukee, as evidenced by the black tomahawk on the jerseys. But as Jackie Robinson came in 47 and broke the color barrier, Sam Jethro was the first African-American ball player to play for the Braves in 1950 and also won Rookie of the Year that year. I don't feel like Sam maybe didn't get enough publicity, or more of us would know more about him. So I put him in there with Jackie Robinson and both of the Aaron brothers and helping to bridge that diversity gap of race that we had in America at the time. Right this way. I think most of you probably know Bob Horner, Justice, and Burkall. Of course, Bob Horner had the 4 home runs in one game. Craig Kimbrell, we sorely miss him as our closer. He was our last Rookie of the Year. He now plays for the Boston Red Sox. But hold on to your hats, because we got this young fella going to be up here in a couple of weeks, Ronald Acuna. And Chipper says he's the real deal. Chipper says it, I believe it. So look out for Mr. Acuna coming up. Now, Braves no-hitters, there's not a whole lot to be said about that. You know, it's real special when you get a no-hitter. As good as the big three were, they never had a no-hitter. But this guy, George Davis, had a no-hitter. He played in 1914. He only played with the Braves for 7 games, but he got a no-hitter. So it's kind of special. He did make history. All right, we're going to mosey on real quick and go to the elevators and head down to Monument Garden.
John's supposed to do the reserve suffering tonight.
Yeah. Here's
All he does is yell.
some estimate locker room.
How much is it?
So I think the men's is about 175, then it goes down to seriously,
He thought I
man.
was just being mean when I said that.
No, that's some serious money on those jerseys. All right, Monument Garden. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it before we head out. First of all, we're going to see old jerseys. The Braves have won 25 jerseys in history. We have some of these displayed out here. They're wool, which meant the players are playing in hot, sweaty, wool, itchy stuff. I don't know how they did that. One of the first one doesn't even look like a jersey. Something, whatever it is. Let me get that for you, because I know you are in social media already. You are. Yep, I got a fan. Anyway, so the jerseys, we didn't even put numbers on the back of Braves jerseys until 1932. So that being said, when you see them, they're not all going to say Braves. We started out as the Red Stockings in Boston, and then for some unknown reason, we changed to this awful name called the Bean Eaters. How would you like to say, go to the stadium and say, "Go Bean Eaters," and wonder which one of your neighbors ate the Boston baked beans? Because you know they did. So eventually we changed, and we were the Bees, the Doves, the Rustlers, the Braves. We finally settled on the Braves, and that's what we'll stay at. You're also going to see all of the Major League awards and all the Braves that have won them. Hank Aaron's newest statue that was commissioned last year. His old statue is at Turner Field, which is now the Georgia State Football Stadium, which is wonderful because they are revitalizing the neighborhoods around there and doing what was supposed to happen when the Braves were there. So you're also going to see an audio video of Hank Aaron. I don't think the audio is on right now. I hope it'll be on during the game, not sure. But it does tell the story of Hank's life and how he was born to a large family in Mobile, Alabama. At 14, he decided he wanted to be a professional baseball player, influenced highly by Jackie Robinson. By 19, he signed his first Braves contract for $10,000. And that was a lot of money back then, but what did that money not buy? That money did not buy him a seat at the restaurant with his white teammates or a place in the hotel with them. We had a lot of race issues back then, but he persevered. The closer he got to breaking Babe Ruth's record, the more death threats he and his family got. But he made it through in a very classy way. Today, Hank is a senior vice president for the Braves, and once in a while we get to see his smiling face. I know. Okay, then we've also got bats and gloves there that are a tribute to every Brave, including Cy Young and Babe Ruth, that are in Cooperstown Hall of Fame. We have across the hall all the Braves in the Braves Hall of Fame, our champion suites, which also have our divisional championship trophies and our World Series trophy in there. There's a touch screen at the end that will give you a 3-minute spiel on each of the retired players and some artifacts to look at. There's also a display of 755 Hank Aaron, Henry Aaron, Louisville Slugger bats, 755 being the total number of home runs that Hank Aaron hit during his career. So let's go take a gander at that. And also, when Tommy Aaron was playing, Tommy and Hank as brothers had 768 combined home runs to make them the highest home run hitting siblings in the major leagues. Right this way. This is our authenticity store. You can actually buy things during the game that were used during the game, were worn in the game, or stepped on like the bases in the game. Guys, this is the Delta Sky 360 Club. This is also one of our exclusive clubs. We have 1,500 outdoor seats associated with this, and you must belong to this club. It has nothing to do with Delta Sky Miles in order to get these tickets. This is an all-you-can-eat or drink club. In here, we do have 15 of our 31 Silver Slugger Awards represented, and also 31 of our 63 Gold Gloves represented, and Chipper's MVP Award in 99. So we're going to step through here. There's some local artwork to see as well, and we'll go down to the Suntrust Club from there. Before we go into the Suntrust Club, normally, well not normally, but at the end of this is where the batting cages are that the Braves will use for warm-up and practice. The pictures on this wall are very unique. They're the only artwork in the stadium that is not local. They are the most lifelike paintings of the top 10 Braves I think I've ever seen, but the curious thing is they were painted by a gentleman in Europe. And this gentleman had never seen a baseball game in his life. We actually commissioned him, sent him pictures, videos, whatnot, and he came up with these paintings of the most lifelike pictures of the Braves yet. So if you take a look at that, swing back around, and then we're going to go into the Suntrust Club. Yeah, what's going to happen?
Are you in the picture?
The glare?
Yeah.
Seating. So we're going to go out. We're not going on the field. The players are taking batting practice right now. I do want to tell you a little bit about the field, though. The grass is very special. It is a form of palmas. Don't say the whole name. Paul Palmas is good enough. It was developed in Lower Alabama by two University of Georgia students. What I normally say. And it was made specifically for golf courses and beach resorts. It will withstand the salt water, which is why they like it there, but it is a very hardy grass. Some people think when they first look at it that it's turf, but it's not. So they're actually using it at Miami Marlins Stadium as well. They're going to put it in the new Texas Stadium. It'll be ready in 2020. It's used all over Hawaii. Probably these other places I don't know about, but that's very hardy grass. Except when you let the tiles put their fan equipment on top of it. Then we have to change out the outfield. But also, they're singing the national they're practicing. Okay. Anyway, also one thing I did learn, this place is very special as you see it going around, but some things you don't see that don't meet the eye. Last year I had the opportunity to tour the architects of the field, the engineers, very intelligent group of guys. One thing they did besides this excellent drainage system that they made for the field, underneath the ground, 10 feet under, they've got pipes that carry oxygen all underneath the field. What do the pipes do? You can turn it on and change. What they did, they were testing left field that day and went from 11% to 17% oxygen in 5 minutes. What does that mean to somebody like you and me or the ball players? It's 20 degrees outside or 100 degrees. They can keep the field at 60 degrees. So that's excellent for the grass, probably for a lot of other things that we don't know about, but it has worldwide implications now. The people that built this place were extremely intelligent. So we're going to go out, do a little ball batting practice right there, and we're going to make our way up around the dugout and head toward Coors Light below the chop. Okay?
Oh, can you see?
These are the dugout seats. They're on both sides of the field. The mesh material, very, very comfortable to sit in. And we have a dugout lounge on both sides, so if you have a dugout seat, you can go into the dugout lounge anytime. Really good for rain delays. Maybe by the end of the game tonight. All right, right this way.
We're going to stay in this wide receiver group, position group for today.
There he is, Elliot! Okay, right this way, Pokey. Coors Light, below the chop. This is a group rented area. A minimum of 60 people, a maximum of 90 come as a group. They start serving food an hour before the game starts up until an hour after the first pitch. If you get hungry after that, all you got to do is walk up the stairs to the chop house or go out to the vendors. You stick your hands in the super cold cup holders, you see that they're actually cold. By the time the game starts, frost will be coming out of them. They keep your beverages cold the entire game. We also have USB ports under here. That is so you don't lose power with your social media friends. This is a great place to cheer on Mr. Marquez as this walk back to the dugout. Or help Bryce Harper drop the ball when he's in town. It's a wonderful cheering place. Behind us, we got more artwork of our iconic right fielders, Dale Murphy, Hank Aaron, David Justice, Andre Jones, and David Justice, and we pencil on the starters before every game. Over here in the corner, if you haven't seen it, we've got old lockers of Dale Murphy and Hank Aaron as well. And this place gets sold out very rapidly. Okay? All right, we're going upstairs now through the chop house. Now toward the sandlot. Every park has somewhere for kids to play when they get bored. We have Open Wheel Sandlot. The cool thing about that is we partner with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. They're a dynamic hospital for kids, serve kids all over the world. We try to do multiple things, activities and functions with them all during the year. Open Wheel Sandlot, different from your average kid zone at other ballparks. What makes us unique, we're the first club to have a Zipline in the kids area. So if you're coming to the game today, get your kids signed up for the Zipline. Got a 28-foot rock climbing wall. Looks like some adult is trying to climb the wall as we speak. And we have a batting cage, run the first baseline, all kind of arcade baseball games. We have Mizuno glove experience on both sides of the field. You can rent a glove for $1 if you didn't bring one. If you catch a home run or foul ball, you might want to buy that glove. If not, turn it back in at the end of the night, get your $1 back. So it's a lot of fun. Inside the park restaurants, First and Third Sausage, Terrapin Tap Room over here, which is Fox Brothers Texas Style Barbecue, also very good. So have a good time at the game today, and I'm glad you all came. It's wonderful having you. I'm glad you're all Braves fans. But before you leave, you got to do me one favor. You got to come close together. We don't buy right, we're friends. We're best friends now, and we're gonna do a cheer. I believe in cheering. All right, because you're gonna do a lot of cheering for the Braves tonight, right? So on 3, we're gonna go Braves as loud as you can. You're gonna go Braves, chop on, because this year we are chopping on to victory. Everybody agree? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Go Braves! Chop on! All right, good group, good group.